Vale, ya estamos. Empezamos hoy de Outer Worlds. Estilo Fallout. Igual me hago la cam un poco más pequeña. Ahí. A ver cómo se ve así. Sí, así va bien. A ver, no, joder, hostia, me he dado. Coño, el teclado. Tengo un lío aquí. A ver. Ahora. Vale. Vamos a ponerlo en modo normal. Esto sí. Esto vamos a hacerlo. Sí, un poquito más grande. Y le damos. Estilo Fallout. En el que como que los planetas y tal son de las compañías. Está bastante interesante.
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon Colony.
Como veis, todo de empresas.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left adrift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
Vale, vamos a crear al personaje. Fuerza. Armas cuerpo a cuerpo y capacidad de carga. Vale, armas pesadas, bloqueo, inspiración, intimidación, destreza, velocidad de recarga. Vale. Mente, influye en el daño adicional de los impactos críticos. Esto está guay. Armas largas, persuasión, pirateo, medicina, ciencia, aplomo. Daño adicional por impactos en la cabeza. Esto está guay también. Afecta la reputación con las facciones y reactivación de habilidades de acompañante. Temperamento aumenta tu regeneración natural de salud. Vamos a subir aquí. Esto. Esto y... uno más en inteligencia. Vale. Talentos. Cuerpo a cuerpo, yo creo a distancia. Armas largas. Más pesadas. Igual mira.
You had a hand in
Vale.
everyone's pocket.
A distancia. De esto me interesa el pirateo. Eso está guay, Desbloquea accesos de artículos restringidos de las máquinas expendedoras. Desbloquea la habilidad de vender artículos. Está guay. Desactivar automecanoides. Distancia de pirateo. Aunque esto también está guay. Los humanos tienen un 20% de probabilidad de acojonarse durante 3 segundos tras tu primer ataque. La acción del acojone, armada de objetivos acojonados. Cuando un humano se acojona, obtienes un 25% de armadura. Nice.
I hope we haven't lost that silver tongue to frostbite.
Vale. Aptitud. Sin aptitud aparente, el del colono. Parece un buen primer empleo para alguien con tus talentos. Expandir el alcance de la humanidad, llevando a la civilización a la frontera del cosmos. Es ya bastante ambicioso como para, además, tener que preocuparte por tu trabajo cotidiano. Tienes el resto de tu vida para decidir cómo ser útil a acción. Zona de plomo, acción de efectos de bebida, bloqueo. Voy a mirar esto porque total. Persuasión. Menos 3 al daño eléctrico, esto está guay. Más 1 de ingeniería, evasión. Menos 3 por daño N recibido. N no sé qué significa. ¿Qué quiere decir daño N? Pero vale. Corrosión. Inspiración. Medicina. Daño de plasma. Ciencia. Cuerpo a cuerpo. Vamos a poner daño eléctrico. Aspecto. Un hombre. Uy, qué ojos. Rostro. A ver. Vale. Tía, este tiene... Me recuerda a un actor, pero no sé a quién. Esta misma. Tono de piel este. Color de ojos. Azulitos. Pelo. Peinado este de SR7 un poquito ahí. Hostia. No. Esta es un poco Capitán América, en verdad, Estos son de mujer ya. Y 40 tipos de calvo. Ok. Yo que sé, este mismo, el normal. Color de pelo. Hay color de pelo que este como rojizo. Bueno, da igual. Cejas, vello facial. Vamos a ponerle un poco de barbita, ¿no? Esta misma. Vale, características. A ver, alguna cicatriz. Bueno, esta casi ni se ve. Esta misma. Total, ¿qué más da? ¿Cómo te llamas? Tico. Ala. Aceptamos. Siguiente. Vamos. Sí, total. Tampoco importa la de Dios.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend.
¿Me voy con él o qué? Eso parece, ¿no?
Please power down your engines and prepare to be
Not likely, bootlickers.
Hostia. F.
Initiate skip jump.
Laboratorio orbital, sistema de Alción. Tenemos un motor jodido, ¿eh?
Shit. Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation
70
for
años.
70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck.
Vale. Otra vez. ¡Ah, mierda de nave! Vaya basura, tú. Si haces que un acompañante se fije en un objetivo, seguirá atacando ese objetivo hasta que lo derrote. El acompañante caiga o le des otra... Vale, otra orden. Gasta puntos de talento en un grupo de talentos. Aumenta todos los talentos de ese grupo hasta nivel 50. O sea, carga, puedes dejar objetos en los contenedores de tu nave o en los que encuentres a lo largo y ancho del mundo.
Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry, I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
Joder, también te digo, me acabo de despertar y ya me han puesto en una situación... No, ni perdido opinión. Igual no quiero. No sé. Me he metido una hostia importante, también te digo. Tío, pero mal que sé que sabemos de estas cosas. Bueno, a ver, en este mundo se supone que sea más normal. Porque yo no sabría salir. Igual exploto o algo.
Ah, you've landed. Good. Hawthorne should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste. Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty word.
Espérate. Controles. Sensibilidad al ratón. Vamos a subir esto al 42, a ver. Así mejor. Si veo que que necesito más, pues la subo y ya está. Oye, he ido perdiendo piezas, ¿qué cojones? Qué bonito. ¿Veis? Ese estilo Fallout, los gráficos y tal. Vale, shift corro. Control me agacho. Nice. Tiro Fallout también los gráficos y tal. ¿Y este bicho? Ah, no lo puedo hacer nada, vale. Pillo esto. Ojo, hierba. Vale. Aprovecho la hierba alta para ir en sigilo y tal. Vale, por ese. Vale, vale. Perfecto. ¿Qué coño? Uy.
Easy now. You've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
Tío, me reventó. Estás en las últimas. F. Ahí me curo. Vale.
Hey, you. Come here.
Hey.
You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, law, that stings.
Voy a curarte.
Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's choice doesn't like us accepting outside help.
Vaya puta mierda. ¿Cómo te encuentras?
Better, thanks to you. I might have bled out on my own. Or worse, had to go begging the boss for some Adrena time. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him.
Pues me da que no,
Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds
Vaya
of
puta
that, right?
mierda.
Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters.
¿Quiénes son?
Gibbering, flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics with guns. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad,
¿Y
huh?
se disparan ellos qué? ¿Y después entran? Dame tu arma.
Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. Here, you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice.
Madre, y tienen que hacer el eslogan, Vaya mierda. ¿Dónde estoy?
You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna.
¿Sabes algo de la esperanza?
The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy.
Me voy. A ver si hay algo por aquí para lootear. Aquí. Salsa tártara. Estroganzúa. Nada más.
Damn it, my ears! What just happened? Can you hear me? What in the... This...
Problema de hibernación detectado. Dilatación táctica del tiempo. Debido a las complicaciones derivadas de la reanimación, tras un largo periodo de hibernación, tu cerebro procesa el tiempo de forma diferente. Pulsa el botón de dilatación táctica DTT para ralentizar el mundo. Así tendrás tiempo para pensar y para ejecutar acciones. De este modo dispones de una cantidad de tiempo limitada. Q para dilatación del tiempo. Nice. Piratería. Ahora sí. Piki piki. Vale. Gestión de armas. Vale. Bueno, cogemos todo, total, por ahora. El báculo es... una maza. Ok. Cago con la hostia. Ahí. ¿Dónde está el tío? Aquí. Vale. Y este no tenía nada. Ah, tenía un arma, que la he visto. Ok, joder, eso está un poco roto, ¿no? Cartuchos de bits. Tal... Nos lo equipamos, ¿no? Total. Había otro por aquí. No hay... Este es el que acabo de mirar. ¿Dónde está? Sacamos este. Bueno. ¿Y dónde está el otro? Ha desaparecido. Pues muy bien, vale. No está. Ok.
Hey, get over here before you get yourself killed.
¿Qué te pasa?
Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about.
Escondido en una cueva.
Really? How is he? Shouldn't have done that. Spacer's Choice family ain't authorized to receive medical aid from off-brand physicians. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the
Joder,
most
macho, es que
trusted
hacen el
brand in
eslogan
personal
todo el
defense.
rato,
I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs some. Well, sometimes. Management's real good at cost-benefit analysis. But, seeing as I'm the acting manager in this situation, you know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. And it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go.
¡Hala!
Got him!
A por ellos. Este tiene una marca. Vamos a ponérmelo. Y ese también tiene marca, tío. ¿Por qué? Impoluto. Ah, por lo de impoluto. Ok. Uy.
This is gonna take a lot of paperwork.
Para adentro. A la nave. Por realizar viajes rápidos a ubicaciones descubiertas. Vale.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder. Marauder, please be informed that ignoring me is dangerous for your health. Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction.
¿Qué vas a hacer? ¿Autodestruirte?
Procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Vamos en
You
tierra.
are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment.
Necesito que hagas despegar
I
esta
am
nave.
incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne.
Está muerto.
I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand? Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact.
Entiendo.
Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced.
Vale, tengo que buscar un regulador de corriente. Tengo ingeniería, así que digo esto.
Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand?
Sí, que me hago pasar por él.
Thank you. I appreciate your cooperation. Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
Ojo, subí de nivel. Que sí que te calles. Tal. 9. A distancia, cuerpo a cuerpo, defensa, sigilo, tecnología, liderazgo. Después subo más, más y más. Aplicamos. Efectos de impacto localizado. Todos los enemigos en diferentes sitios. Tal mutila e inutiliza esas partes del cuerpo. Esto es como el Fallout también. Prueba con distintas partes del cuerpo para ver los diferentes efectos. Impactos en el pecho producen efectos distintos dependiendo del arma. Combate dialéctico. Has desbloqueado un talento de diálogo en combate. al atacar al tipo de objetivo apropiado se debilitará automáticamente. Ventajas. Salud. Daño cuando no hay acompañante. Velocidad. Voy a poner salud. Vale. Miramos un poco la nave, a ver qué hay por aquí.
If your equipment is in need of repair or modification, the Crux 2000 workbench is at your disposal, Captain.
Vale, y aquí banco de trabajo. Reparar, mejorar y modificar tus armas, armaduras para que estés siempre a punto para el combate. Cada pantalla selecciona primero el arma o armadura en la que quieras trabajar. Elige lo que quieres hacer con ella, reparar, desmontar, aplicarle modificación o trastearla para mejorarla. 93, no pasa. Hostia, que hace 110 tú hasta la pistola. A ver. No tengo ningún modificador. Ninguno. Nada. Va a desmontar y desmontar. Total. Así. Voy a desmontar el báculo ya que estoy. Calla. Desmontar. Esto. Esto tiene una modificación. Lo pone aquí. O que tiene un hueco. Sí, supongo que es que tiene un hueco. La escopeta tiene 6, 8. Not bad. Vale, vamos a mirar arriba que hay.
Due to catastrophic power failure, all doors will remain on security lockdown.
Vale, que está todo cerrado, vaya. Sí. Ok. Voy a ir al baño un momentito, chicos. Ahora vuelvo. Anda, mira. Anda, coño. Parece que llevo un saco de patatas en la cara, la verdad. Ay, que me queda un gancho con el pie. Vale, sigamos, pues salimos. Ahora tenemos escopeta ya. 2 armitas.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. I'm afraid we gotta dock your pay.
Soy inspector de seguridad aeroespacial.
Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Bien, así no tengo que pagar ni hostias. Vale, para allá. Allí. Esto no se puede coger. Igual pensaba que sí. Por algún tipo de poción o como quieran llamar. O bebida o lo que sea. Joder, eso está muy cerca, Munición. ¿Cuánto tengo de esto? Es la misma. Vaya mierda de escopeta, la virgen. La basura, la escopeta, tú. Uy, lo he descuartizado. Me han reventado por culpa de la escopeta. Esto es una mierda. Full pistola y punto. Ya son muchos, tú. Ojo, eso lo había cegado, Ojo, no sé qué le hice de sangre. Lo de sangre. O algo así. Vale. ¿Cuántos muertos? Collar, munición, munición. Munición. Vale. Bits. Munición, munición. Y ojo, un lanzagranadas. Esto lo vamos a poner aquí. No esto. ¡Ole! Buff. Filete. Manzana. Bits. Bits supongo que es el dinero, ¿no? Digo yo. No hay nada más. Bueno. Lanzagranadas. Bien. Pues seguimos. Vamos para allá. Tú tienes 4, 5. Ah, ese es el casco. Oh, está guapo este, 5, pero tiene de impoluto. Está guapo así, Mejor que antes. Vale. Tengo como un dash. Es que estaba mirando ahí arriba, ¿o qué es eso? Hola. ¿Qué es el cementerio? Ya ves.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from?
Hola.
Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend.
Ya me encuentro con algunos. Eso, estoy de paso.
Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices.
Que me dejes de hacer todo el rato esto. Un placer conocerte. Soy Alex Hawthorne.
Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
Vale, ¿con quién tengo que hablar para conseguir un regulador de corriente? Yo ganar algo de dinero mientras esté aquí. Este sitio parece estar cayéndose a pedazos. Bueno, esto.
Definitely not the junior in humor.
Bueno, gilipollas, pero dime con quién. Despacho de Thompson.
He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer?
Bueno, me ofreces
Edgewater is a company town, board owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites. We rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see.
Vale. ¿Quieres que les cobre? Hacéis que la gente pague sus propias tumbas. ¿Por qué no cobra las tasas de buenas?
Company policy. If it was up to me, I'd put the whole town 10 feet under, free of charge.
Vale.
4 workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little.
Porque es un caso especial.
He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up.
Vale. ¿Dónde los encuentro?
Conrad's got a barbershop in town.
Barbería.
Phyllis works at the cannery most hours.
Fábrica conservas.
Abernathy, I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad.
Vale. Te quiero preguntar algo más. ¿Perdéis a mucha gente?
Former people, yeah. Marauder's been raiding my graves, you see. Hence the armed guards.
Vale. ¿Qué buscan?
Oh, no. They are after the most precious loot of all. Spacer's Choice Company property. If those marauders swipe any more bodies out of my cemetery, company's gonna duck my pay.
Joder, también te digo.
You could look at it that way, I suppose. You could look at us and say, those Edgewater saps lost near every soul to plague. But you'd be wrong. We're survivors. Loyal company folk, brave in the wilds.
¿No te preocupa caer enfermo?
Every now and again, a virulent plague sweeps through our town. That's life on the frontier, I suppose. A body grows
pero no podéis hacer la sanidad, cojones. Sepulturero, ¿cómo se llama?
Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. 20, 30, carry the 1. All my life, work's been real good to me. Fresh air, exercise. Only problem is the paperwork. Can't get anybody to pay their gravesite fees.
Es que es un puto timo, también te lo digo, Bueno, hasta luego. Hola. Ah, pues no te duermas, chico. Ahí. Cementerio. Jubilación anticipada. Quiere pasar sus últimos años rodeado de lujos y comodidades. Sueña con pasear bajo los arcos abovedados de Bizancio. Uy. La jubilación anticipada llama a su puerta. La jubilación anticipada es su pasaporte hacia Bizancio. La jubilación anticipada es un regalo del presidente Rockwell y el ministro Clark para usted. La selección para la jubilación anticipada se realiza mediante una lotería. Los ganadores recibirán un viaje de ida a Bizancio, la joya de Alción. O sea que te jubilas por sorteo. Suena un poco raro, la verdad. A ver. Mensajes. Para Iluminador Junior de Ganga Especial, División Valle. Oferta especial, querido lector. Tu suscripción al boletín del Club de Iluminadores ha caducado. Te animamos a renovar tu suscripción, hazlo ahora y te enviaremos un ejemplar de Pala Actual, nuestra nueva revista con suplemento trimestral. A ver, recursos humanos. El cementerio Frontemar pertenece a la empresa Ganga Espacial. La familia de Ganga Espacial sabe cuidar de los suyos, desde el primer día hasta el último. Ganga Espacial ofrece lápidas y parcelas en cementerios a un precio asequible. Parcelas amplias y cómodas, lápidas y monogramas personalizados. Panegírico gratuito por cortesía de la Orden de la Inquisición Científica. Descanse en paz con la privacidad que solo le proporcionan los cementerios de Ganga Espacial. Joder. Registro de inventario. Factura de entierro. Pirateo 1. Vale. Nombre Theodore Granger. Causa de defunción, accidente laboral. Estado de defunción, sepultado en 13F. Tasas funerarias pagadas y contabilizadas. Nota del inhumador. Al cadáver de Terry le faltaba una mano. He descontado 5 bits de las tasas porque soy buena gente. Pues muy bien. Supongo que le faltaba una mano por el accidente. ¿Y aquí? Pieza de armadura. Cartucho de bits. Derivador. Bueno. Ah, que todavía hice... ¿Esto es cementerio también? No tiene pinta. Parece como que está en construcción. Y ya está. Bueno, pues eso es el cementerio. Tampoco hay tantísima gente. Bueno, no sé cuánto lleva esto aquí. Igual lleva la de Dios. O igual lleva 2 meses. Bueno, 2 meses no creo. Pero más. Vale. Vale, ahí estamos. Iba a decir cómo se guarda el arma. Así. Ok. Vamos para aquí. Ah, pensaba que iba a haber alguien. Pues subimos. Hola.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The cans bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Well, sure. It's, mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with... well,
Ah, que están rellenando con mierda. A ver tú.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
Reed.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
No trabajo para la ganga espacial.
Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Necesito reparar mi nave. Busco un regulador de corriente.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
¿Achicharrarme?
Oh, yes. Saw someone put his hands on a regulator while the power was running. His legs were still twitching when we buried him.
Ah, muy bien.
There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
Prácticamente abandonado.
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
Dime qué tengo que
My
hacer.
hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
Vale.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful.
Me parece bien.
I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Vale.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Okay.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Hasta luego. Acompañantes. Has conseguido un acompañante. Los acompañantes son personajes que se te unirán en tu aventura y te ayudarán en distintas formas. Proporcionan apoyo en combate, sus talentos potencian los tuyos, aumenta la capacidad de carga. Después desbloquear habilidades especiales en combate para que los acompañantes con el talento Inspiración. Encontrar más información. Vale, el registro. Completar otra misión antes de que algunas personas puedan ayudarte. Vale, vámonos. Estás un poco triste, ¿no? Mira qué cara. Tampoco... Tío, al ojo, como le brilla, tú. Qué miedo, parece una serpiente.
Hey, mister, can we talk?
Dime.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just... Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Vale.
About if what Mr. Thompson proposes to do is upright. Leaving Miss McDevitt's folk to their fate. Their neighbors. Kin. And maybe he can think of something else to try. Something we ain't. He used to go walking outside town. Maybe he found something that'll help. It's just an idea.
Vale.
That's all. Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it.
Es buena gente, me cae bien.
Anyways.
Su padre ha muerto, supongo. Esto no lo puedo tocar o coger. El vicario está allí. Let's go.
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
You had a minute. Next one comes out of your pay.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Hey there, Mary. Don't see you round here too often.
Oh, I just came to talk to the vicar is all. None of us are above confessionals.
What have you got to confess? You ain't thinking of deserting, are you?
What? No. And I resent the accusation.
Bueno.
Wasn't nothing but a question.
Hola.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max, if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar de Soto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
Pavarti quería hablar contigo sobre algo que Reed nos pidió que hiciéramos.
What? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
Dejar sin energía a los desertores.
Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk.
¿Cuál es tu consejo?
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
¿Es eso posible?
Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume.
¿Por qué?
One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
Vale.
It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M'Bakono handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious?
¿Y para qué lo quieres?
I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption.
Vale.
Glad we see eye to eye.
Me la suda, la verdad. Iré a buscar el libro.
Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Ojo, nuevo nivel. Diálogo. 2 de diálogo. Liderazgo. Tecnología. Defensa. Ta. Bim. Y no tengo nada más.
Yeah, huh?
Hablas mucho de tu
That's on
padre.
account of how I never met her.
¿Murió cuando naciste o qué?
I don't rightly know.
¿O te abandonó?
She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here.
Eso es horrible.
It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math, high-level stuff. Better to raise me on his time than hers. You mean about the mission being too clean?
Siempre está limpio, ¿no? Es una iglesia.
I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass.
Es un ideal.
It just comes off cold to me, is all.
Vámonos. ¿Y esto? Bueno, otro altar. Vale. Diario. Vamos a hacer esta. Ya que estamos aquí. Hay un men aquí arriba. No había visto el botón de usar. Oye tú.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy.
Pipiolo tu puta madre, también te digo, ¿eh? Ser la
Foreman
capataz.
Granger. Mind those words don't come out of your mouth unless preceded by yes or right away or thank you.
Vengo a cobrar.
Shit. Silas still on about that.
Uno hecho.
Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. If you're not familiar with board law, you ought to be. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative.
Joder, pero qué ley de mierda es esa.
Shame though. Eugene was a good worker.
Se pegó un tiro.
Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable.
Debe ser duro.
Eugene wasn't family. Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I paid the fine.
No es Yami. O sea, es el que lo
Suicide's
encuentra.
a crime.
Pero qué mierda es eso.
The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism.
O sea... Estarás de coña.
I'm plenty serious. In fact, I'm a little upset Eugene didn't think things through.
Joder, macho.
In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice.
Es una persona, no un activo.
Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all. May his atoms be commended to the law. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
Nice. Vaya mierda de ideas, tú. Baja. A ver, el siguiente, este está fuera, vamos a por aquí. Corre, hombre.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you?
You know, no
well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
No vengo de parte del señor.
And what are you doing here? Visiting? Well, let me give you the grand tour. This here's my domicile, and there's the door.
Bueno, te me relajas, ¿eh? Martin Abernathy?
What? No. I mean, I might be. That depends on who's asking.
That's us.
Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows.
¿El qué?
I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies.
Don't say that, Mr. Abernathy. You still got a couple decades in you.
I'd steer clear, Ms. Holcomb. My affliction's bound to be contagious. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one. You are? Oh, wow. First time anyone's ever told me that.
Va pueblo de mierda.
I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help.
¿Qué puedo hacer?
There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me.
Vale.
You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Law, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy. Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary.
Actuaria,
I overheard your
¿qué es
talk
eso?
with Abernathy. I hope you're not thinking about getting him that medicine. Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him.
reventado.
You're better off selling it to me instead. All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's got a lot of cobwebs up in his attic. I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do. All right, here's a summary. A lot of sick people in this town, and we don't have the medicine to treat them all. Can't reach out to corporate without crossing a river of red tape, so I'm reaching out to you. I'm paid better than Abernathy. Whatever he's giving you, I will do you one better. That's all I can ask of you.
Yeah, huh?
¿Tú puedes opinar de esto? Ay, que me ahogo, tú. Vale. Tenemos dos. Tú.
Oh, I cut my own hair. But Conrad sells real good disinfectant.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs.
Bueno, tus muertos. También te
Physical
digo.
hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness.
Estoy como una
So
patena.
everyone says, until someone forgets to cough into their elbow, and then we're all dying of plague. I'm
No recuerdo
Conrad.
eso.
You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment.
¿Cómo te informo de que me he muerto? ¿Tú eres bobo?
Burial, in the unfortunate event of a fatality. It's what a barber does. We make you presentable.
¿Desde cuándo?
Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions. As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement.
Hombre, tampoco
When
te
I
pongas así,
expire,
coño.
I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch. Thank you, no. I despise the cereals. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay. And that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies. Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague.
Ah, que también lo
By the
tiene.
grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of
Ah,
treatment.
vale, no lo tiene.
Frankly,
Luego lo parece,
I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings.
Dale un pagaré.
Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions. Much obliged.
Eso es el... ¿Qué es eso? Examinar. Conrad, el recepcionista se ha pegado un tiro. Esto pinta muy mal. La empresa va a considerarlo lo que es. Destrucción de propiedad de ganga espacial. Eugene era un activo, y alguien tendrá que pagar el precio de su cuerpo. Va a ser nuestra ruina. Se me ha ocurrido que podemos empeñar sus dientes. Eugene tenía toda la dentadura de oro. Era una reliquia familiar o algo así. Van a procesar su cuerpo, ¿verdad? Solo tienes que quitárselos del cadáver. Los vendemos sin que nadie se entere. Pagamos el precio correspondiente y aquí paz y después gloria. ¿Qué me dices? ¿Qué me respondes? No me respondas. Tampoco me hables. Basta que me hagas una señal la próxima vez que me veas. Mueve las cejas y listo. Esta guardia murió. A ver tú, crack.
What can I do for you?
Los dientes.
You know about Eugene? How?
Lo tienes ahí puesto, tío. Es la otra de Phyllis.
Then, you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. I didn't approve of the idea then, and I don't approve of it now. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave.
Este tío es tonto.
More than a few. Those teeth were his personal savings. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body. and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills? Can I?
Ya lo hago yo.
Are you asking rhetorically? Because if you're being serious... Ugh, gross.
Desperate measures, Miss Holcomb. Desperate measures. I'm going to have to ask Silas to dig up those teeth. It's the only way I'm paying my gravesite fees. I'm sure that I have no other choice. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU.
Bien. ¿Qué pasó?
Eugene was not a suicide. He put a bullet in his brain, yes, but that's largely a technicality. I was the one who prepared Eugene's body for interment. I discovered symptoms of the plague on his corpse, and I discovered medicine in his pocket. Lots of medicine. Eugene overdosed on adrenatime, which is known to cause psychosis and paranoia as possible side effects. The paranoia drove him to take his own life.
Entiendo.
It's a miracle of bureaucracy. If Eugene's death were filed as a suicide, we'd all pay the price for his crime. We can all thank our lucky stars that young Eugene was hopped up on medication and suffered its predictable side effect. I included it all in my official report. I'd like to think I saved Edgewater a great deal of money. We never could have paid the fines associated with a suicide.
Vale. Nos falta uno. Vale. Es para allá.
Had your rations yet?
Yep.
Aquí. Vámonos. Saltuna Cannery. Un momento. Vale, seguimos. Está aquí dentro. Coño, que estaba armado este tío. Tú.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff.
No tengo. ¿Qué hablas?
The war. The coming apocalypse. Man versus machine. I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies.
No sé de qué hablas.
Just my luck. I ask for backup and the boss sends me one of them simple folk.
Bueno, te me relajas, viejo de los cojones.
Listen real close.
Que sí. Joder, este chaval.
Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant, clattering about, firing at the birds, orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing, shoulder to shoulder with the resistance?
Vale.
I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. Saltuna cans, mostly. Some Spacer's Chaw. Few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid.
Pagan tarifas de reclutamiento.
Enlistment fees. Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the resistance a bad name.
Dame dinerito, crack. Muchas gracias. ¿Qué quieres que haga?
They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town. The scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back. Mechanical's got a weak spot in their midsections. I think the technical term is, the blue glowy square thing.
Luego le pido las cosas. Oye, chicos, si trabajo contigo, ¿podrías dejarme al menos coger cosas, cabrón? Vale. Esta chavala le puedo mirar las cosas para partir. Vale, sí que tiene armas. Let's go. De aquí atrás. Da, hombre.
He knows it. That I could fix him up smart.
Searching for repair bay. Error. Navigation systems failed. Unable to comply.
I could probably fix that. I mean, if you wanted me to.
Dale caña.
Yep, I see the problem. His nav mod got dislodged. Must have taken a tumble. Just gotta give it a good push and wait for the click. There we go. Jeremy's good as new. Well, new by Spacer's Choice standards anyhow. His name's Jeremy.
Pero qué nombre es ese buen robot.
Navigation systems operational. Optimal path toward repair bay detected. Initiating self-diagnostics.
On account of I fixed him. And he's Jeremy on account of his helmet. It's like Jeremy, the officer in True Romantic Tales of the Space Guard.
¿Qué es eso? ¿Eso es un culebrón?
Surely.
Por supuestito. ¿Qué?
Be more careful out there, Jeremy.
Hala. Hasta luego, Jeremy. Que hay lava aquí, tú. Joder. Vaya sitio. Por lo que parece querían ampliar mucho, pero no han podido, Porque hay muchas de estas. Parecen bases para una casa.
Bring us honor, soldier.
Bien.
You beat that scout to scrap with its own legs? Pulled its optic cables out its head case? Actually, don't tell me.
Está vivo.
Rather use my imagination. You're a passing fair soldier, I will confess. But you are one, and the enemy is legion. What you need is an equalizer.
Ojo, dame un arma.
A weapon to strike fear in their cold, mechanical hearts. Cantina, lavatory, behind one of the toilets.
Huh?
That's where I've kept it hidden all these years. Sharp, ain't it?
No.
The lavatory is the very last place a mechanical has need to
bueno,
enter.
pero puede coger cualquiera, ¿sabes? Te avisaré.
On the double, soldier. Don't want the bartender poking around in there with a mop. I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling. Mechanical repellent. A stroke of inspiration from the law itself. Here, I've been saving up a couple of bits for just such a project.
Gracias. Bye bye. Vale, cogemos el arma y vamos al sepulturero este. Y después miramos dónde está la Biblia o el libro ese raro del cura. ¿Qué quiere? Y hacemos la misión. Un momentito. Voy a mirar una cosa. Vale, seguimos. No, tengo que ir por las medicinas del otro también. Vamos a quitar el arma.
You're not a big drinker, are you?
Only the part that said we make...
Something you need?
Aquí. ¿Qué me ha dado? Literalmente no me ha dado nada. Literalmente. Esto es lo que me ha dado. Ya está. Ah, de mierda. Uy. Espera un
Something you
momento.
need? In the bar? When I asked if you were a drinker?
Eso.
Sorry. I know it's none of my business.
Una copa de vez en cuando, sí.
It's not like I think it a failing, mind. It's just I live right across the road. Most nights I watch folks out my window. When they come in here, they might be happy or sad. Mostly they're tired.
Sí.
When they leave, they're mad at themselves. Or they stumble into the alley and I listen to their hearts breaking. Maybe so, but we don't think on it that way.
Vámonos. Vale, tengo que volver. Bueno, voy a hablar con el tío este y damos el rodeo. Ya está. Easy peasy.
Hey, Miss Parvati. Come for a visit?
Not today. Just helping this fella.
Joder, ¿por qué gritas?
Lovely to see you about, Miss Parvati.
Things going all right, Silas?
Been keeping him careful and true, miss. Best to ask her yourself.
My dad's buried here.
Ah.
Silas watches over him when I can't leave the house.
Lo siento.
Oh. Well, thanks.
Something I can do for you?
Pues que tengo dos papeles, crack.
You run into any trouble? Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to. And I'll buy you a drink sometime. Oh, suppose you've earned it.
Dame cosas.
One good turn deserves another. Abernathy was sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I shook hands with the guy.
Bueno, coño.
I needed his fees because of his name. A, for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see?
Vale, bueno, hasta luego. Tu reputación ha cambiado. Los enemigos son hostiles, pero tu reputación con ellos no está en matar sin previo aviso. ¿Sale algún sitio de reputación? Códice. Reputación. Con una facción ha cambiado. Vale, si son hostiles, pero tu reputación no está en matar sin previo aviso, deja que las cosas se calmen unos días. Los habitantes tienen muy mala memoria. Ok. Vale, que si no me odian a muerte, pues espero un poquito y ya está. Tú.
Bring us honor, soldier. Feast your eyes, soldier. This here's a genuine Spacer's Choice injury customizing unit, designed to deliver a lethal blast of electrical discharge. I call it the Hand of the Law. You ever want to see a mechanical flailing around like a grounded fish? You stick a couple thousand volts in its guts. With compliments from old Ludwig.
Suena divertido.
Fun. This ain't some quarterly performance review, soldier. Ours is a grave and sacred duty.
Bueno, tranquilidad,
to journey down into the black heart of the enemy's camp. I'm talking about the old geothermal plant.
Vale, allí tengo que ir, o sea que...
Unfortunately, the old plant lies outside my board-given jurisdiction. You have to get a passcode from the boss.
Hey, muchas gracias, Luna. Muchísimas gracias. Bienvenido o bienvenida. No te preocupes, ya tengo el código de acceso.
I've been after a passcode for years. Boss said no on account of my gross incompetence with all matters related to security. I need you to get us the brain of a mechanical. Well, not exactly a brain. Anatomically speaking, what we're looking for is a logic module.
Parece fácil.
If you die horribly, I will pour out a can of zero G to your memory.
Vale, cállate. A ver, lo que me ha dado. ¿Es esto? Ah, no, es esto. Vale. Vamos a ver si puedo modificar la pistola. Aquí. Instalar. Boom. Tipo de daño eléctrico. Vale. Diario. Misiones. Voy a hacer esto. Que tengo que ir aquí. Vale. Y esta aquí. Vale, voy a hacer esta. Y después ya vamos hacia el otro lado. Vamos a hablar con los desertores. A ver si os puedo convencer. Uy. Venga, pavarte, hija. Pero ¿qué movimiento es ese? Vamos. Jeremy seguirá aquí. Oye, que había aquí cosas que no cogí, tú. Mira, mira. Pa' mí. Una pistolita. Puedo desmontar o vender. Salchicha. Pancito. Una cena congelada en la caja, ¿eh? Aquí me la comeré así. Estoy segurísimo. ¿Qué es esto? Ah. Mira, electroganzúa, pim pam, otro dron de combate aquí. Pero ahí suena algo. Es ese edificio, creo. Vamos. Ahí hay uno. Tía, pero hay muchos muertos aquí, ¿no? Esto aquí. Y esto aquí. ¡Ojo! Vale. Nice. Vale, usa pesado. A ver el casco este. 9. Cerrajero, cerrajero. Hala. Bits, bits. Ojo. A ver aquí, ¿qué hay? Uy, allanamiento. Pero esto no es allanamiento, tío, no me jodas. Hala. Veamos. Mensajes. Tal. A ver, Clement. Me encuentro en la tesitura de tener que expresarte mi desacuerdo con tus teorías sobre el papel del Consejo Administrativo Terráqueo en el sistema colonial. Lamentablemente, por mucho que aprecie a la Junta por abrirnos las puertas a un nuevo mundo de posibilidades, creo que Alción y las demás colonias en la periferia de la galaxia se caerían por su propio peso o se declararían la guerra si el Consejo de Administración Terráqueo no estuviera ahí para regular el comercio y zanjar las disputas. ¿Acaso crees que las corporaciones aceptan de buena gana la inclusión obligatoria de un Ministerio de la Tierra? Jefferson, yo jamás pondría en duda que la Tierra es el núcleo de todos los sistemas de todo el sistema colonial. Pero el espíritu aventurero e independiente que hace avanzar a la raza humana está presente aquí, en las colonias más apartadas. Creo que sigues sin saberte bien la historia, el descubrimiento del acelerador supralumínico no fue lo que dio al Consejo de Administración Terráqueo poder sobre las empresas. Estaban muy debilitadas tras la Gran Guerra, y dicho acelerador fue justo lo que el Consejo necesitaba para recuperar el poder. Una guerra. Ojo. Muchas cositas aquí, ¿eh? Carta del coleccionista. Acabo de recibir la carta. La empresa ha ordenado mi traslado inmediato a la fábrica de conservas de Forontemar. Es una lástima. Me hacía mucha ilusión tener mi propia tienda de recuerdos en el centro cívico y vender artículos poco comunes. Pero, como dicen las escrituras, todo ocurre por una razón. El trabajo fortalece el alma, ya se sabe. En cuanto a mi colección de libros, no soy capaz de desprenderme de ellos. No quiero que acaben cogiendo moho en un almacén de artículos confiscados. Así que lo he escondido en una cueva junto al río. Oh, nuevo nivel. Arma, tal. Vamos a darle un poco a esto. Tal. Nice. Y esto ya está. Máximo del medidor. Esto está muy bien. Muy, muy bien esto, ¿eh? Coge esto, copón. Electrogranzúa. Vale, vamos a mirar si hay cosas arriba. Ah, bueno, una terracita puta madre. Vale. Y esto está aquí. Y el otro está aquí. Vale, vamos para allí. Yo que me esperaba que fuera recto, pero no. Ahí. Done. Poder por aquí, ¿no? Eso es la central. Easy, bro. Está rotísimo, lo de parar el tiempo. Y ahora he puesto que dure más. Pues imagínate. Munición. Cola. Hombre, estas minas se llaman más la atención, hijo. Aquí. Cañón de descarga. Nice. Pillamos todo. Vale, el cañón este. Aquí. Arma pesada. 141. Bueno, por eléctrico tengo la pistola. Vale. 9. Hala. Ahora vamos a... No. Trago el mensaje. Pensaba que era algo, pero no. ¿Qué? Ah, que no está marcada. Para allí. Ah, vamos a coger eso ya que estamos. Una nave. ¿Estos los maté yo? No. Nope. No fui yo, ¿no? La escopeta es una mierda, básicamente. Madre, qué bajón de repente de FPS.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble.
Buenas.
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along.
Estoy buscando a Adelaide.
Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those. Yeah, that's us. And you can tell Thompson we're doing just fine by ourselves.
Sí, pues vete
If you're
con
gonna
cuidado.
start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you. Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind. Well, look at you, buzzing around the Aether with your very own ship. Rest of us gotta make do with the ground at our feet.
Bueno, chica.
No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her.
Estaré atenta de que si soy mujer, o sea, soy hombre.
It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere.
La encontraré.
Appreciate it. Honest.
Vale. Vamos a hablar con esta, con Adelaide. Buenas.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear?
Todo es de ser Adelaide.
I have been called that, among other things.
Super jardinera.
Grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Parvatija.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned. Reed Thompson? You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? Make amends. Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems
Eso es
the
verdad.
sort of thing a
Pero
hero
pondré una
would
empresa
do.
en mi contra, ¿eh?
You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child.
Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
Vale.
Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives. You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Something you need?
¿Qué opinas? No opinas nada. Pues para eso no sé para qué te traigo, la verdad. No aportas una mierda, cabrona. Bueno, voy a hablar con la gente de por aquí, a ver.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery. Where are we headed?
¿Dónde está? ¿Este? Buenas.
Oh, didn't see you there. I was just occupying myself with a little engineering. Whoa, Miss Parvati. You're, what, how are you? Hi. Hello.
Le gusta, le gusta.
Things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
Are you from town? I mean, you don't exactly look like you're from town.
Bueno, estoy de paso.
Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair. I'll take all the help I can get.
Oui.
I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged.
¿La tercera?
I wish I knew. I wager the town had the full set once upon a time. Where the third's gone, I can't say.
Te avisaré.
Would you? I'd be grateful.
Qué ojos más verdes, la Virgen. Un momento,
Any
voy a
luck finding one
preguntarle
of
si
those
le
manuals?
gusta Parvati o
What's on your
Parvati.
mind?
No puedo. Oh. Oye tú.
Something you need? He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing.
No, chica, no.
Like a puppy, kinda. I'm just glad he's alive. That he's okay. I mean, when Mr. Thompson said he was fired, we all expected the worst. If he wants to learn about engineering, we should help him get those data pads he wants. I'd like to do that for him.
Ha sudado bastante de lo que he dicho, también te lo digo, ¿eh? Bueno, voy a dejarlo por aquí, gente. Espero que os haya gustado. A mí me ha pasado bien, seguiremos, iremos variando entre Subnautica y esto, por ahora. Así que bueno, a ver si mañana también puedo, más o menos sobre las 5. Y bueno, nos vemos.